Welcome back to another edition of TEC Tube. Today we're going to talk to you about how to size a boiler or furnace using the customer's current gas bill usage data. Sounds a little hokey. Obviously there's other ways to do load calcs. You've seen us do boiler load calcs based on radiation count. You've seen us have videos and webinars on using software tools, and all of those are great. But what I want to show you here today is just another way to do it. And it's also nice to do it to help verify that your regular way, say software, is in the right ballpark, right? This is gonna help prove it out. So step one, you need to get the customer's gas bills. If you can't do that, then we can't use this method, obviously. Ideally, you would get about 2 years worth of gas bills, because what you wanna do is find the coldest winter month, or rather whatever month has the highest gas usage, right? So if we look at mine, and I'll pull mine up here for us, I have this wonderful spreadsheet that I track my bills on because I'm a dork that shows all of my gas bill usage over the years. Here's my current past year and a half. And as you can see on here, my highest gas month usage is February 2019. No surprise, because the last few days of January, which is what my February bill represents, were in fact our polar vortex month. So that's the most gas I've ever consumed at my house since I've lived there, right? So that's the month I'm gonna look at. I wanna get that worst case month. So what I'm gonna do is take that bill, so I'll pull that bill up for you guys now. Take that bill and I wanna look at a few pieces of data on here. One, I wanna find how many therms I used. So that's down here in this box on the left-hand side, all therms used, 186 therms. So I want that number. And then I wanna see how many days the billing cycle was for. Was it 28 days, 32 days? In this case, up at the top, it shows me that's a 30-day billing cycle. The last thing I want to do while looking at the customer's bill is I want to make sure that this is an actual meter read, not an estimated meter read that happens sometimes. So in the case of my bill, which is Nicor Gas, over on the right-hand side, my current reading and my previous reading both say actual. So those are actual meter reads. I don't want to use an estimated one because I want to know what actually happened that month. All right, so I'm going to get those pieces of data off of here. And then what I'm going to do is some math. You said there'd be no math. We hate math, Ryan. Yeah, well, sometimes you got to do math in life, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those therms, in my case, 187 therms for 30 days. So 187 therms times 100,000 gets me 18,700,000 BTUs for the month. That's how much gas I used for that entire billing period, that entire month time frame. I'm going to divide that by 30 because I had 30 billing days in that cycle. That gets me 623,000 and change BTUs per day. Then I'm gonna divide it by 24. That gets me 25,972 BTUs per hour. There's my load calc. That's how much heat I need to have. 25,000 BTUs for my house. Now you might say, well, there's some moments of that month where it was colder and other ones when it wasn't. That's true, but I have some safety factor automatically built in on that scenario. So specifically, what I end up having is that my bill also includes my dryer, my clothes dryer, my water heater, right? Stove. Some people have a gas oven. It includes those things. So it's already got some safety factor built in there. So don't add more safety factors on there. You just got to kind of accept the fact that it's 25,000 BTUs that I need for Ryan's house. Even though Ryan's house was built with a 100,000 BTU furnace. I've since ripped it out and put in a 60,000 modulating, which doesn't need to be there either, and I could still have plenty of heat on polar vortex day anyway. So it just kind of gives you another check figure. So if you can do your load calc regular way, software, Gizmo, whatever tools you have, and then do this as a check to kind of verify it. Sometimes you do it as a way to prove it to the customer because it is simple math that they can understand to show me, yeah, this is a real thing. I'm not giving you a too small piece of equipment. It just needs to be smaller. Now there's some caveats to this, some things you got to consider. For one, I already said it's got to be actual bill data, not estimated. Two, make sure for that month, the people were actually home. Sometimes you get a snowbird and maybe for February they took off and went to Florida. Well, that's not a good month to use then. I need a month where they actually used the house and had occupied heating set points going on, right? So I need that. Make sure they don't have anything weird, no big loads. Make sure they don't have like a hot tub or something like that that's gonna use a ton of gas heat because that's gonna throw off this math. It's gotta be mostly a heating dominated type scenario. So if they have a hot tub, a heated garage, or a snow melt system, don't use this method as a check figure scenario. If they have two furnaces, just keep in mind this is telling you the total load of the whole house, not each individual furnace. There's no way to really separate that with this method. You'd have to use a more robust software tool. And then, like I said, don't add any safety factors in because you already got them built in. So that's a pretty simple way to do a load calc for heating side, or at least check your heating load calc to make sure you're in good shape. Hopefully you guys find that useful, and watch our video series on other load calc methods.